doing, VYG? It's good to be with all of you and everyone else that's tuning in to our new online session, online program. It's the first of many to come, and this was created to bless you, to help you, and to make you the best young men and women that you can be in these very difficult days and challenging days which are ahead of us as well. Our topic for today is how we can make the difference in this world, in this life. Many young men and women, they want to change their surroundings, they want to change their social circles, their communities, societies for a better place, and know how wonderful that is, but how hard, and how much effort it demands from us. So I want you to stay in tune. I was curious to know, we were curious to know as the VYG, what the local community had to say about this. So our street interviewers went out and they asked the question, what would you do to make the world a better place? So let's see what they had to say, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, we're out here on the streets of Liverpool asking people one question. What would you do to make the world a better place?
I'll put the prices down on everything that's on sale, and I'll just let everyone be themselves.
Put the prices down.
I'd end world hunger.
End world hunger?
Yep.
How would you do that?
Solve a crisis between each country, so giving money to each other and supporting each other.
What do you think you can do to make a difference in your life or in your career or for the world?
For me is not sleeping late, being more productive in the morning.
Can't afford distraction, stay focused.
Now we're in one of the main shopping centres of Liverpool, Westfields. We're asking people what they would do to make the world a better place.
Give my money wisely,
Yeah.
and I will give back to the poor.
Give food to the needy. If you provide the resources for the people, give them opportunities to find jobs and all that,
Yeah.
then hopefully with the crime rate down,
Right.
as you know, Australia is the land of opportunity.
I believe that to make a difference in the world, I should start volunteering, donating more to charities, maybe opening a charity of my own.
Stop littering. Be kind to everyone you come across.
You know, it's really nice to see that young men and women, they really have a sincere and good heart, a desire to change the world. But we also know that good desires and great intentions are not always the best efforts or the best way or the best plan of execution to make anything happen. And that's why we brought this matter to our Table Talk. Table Talk is where our VYG members debate, discuss, see the pros and cons of the matter. So I want you to check out what was laid out on the table, and we'll be right back.
Youths, they speak a lot, but they don't do a lot. For example, they go on their social medias, they raise up these movements, their flags of, you know what, I'm right, no, this group of people are right. But they don't show any of that when it comes to their own personal lives. Like, for example, setting a goal for themselves financially, you know, helping out their family, their parents, you know, even simple things as when they wake up, making their own bed before going to places.
And, you know, you've got to ask yourself, how can you change the world if you yourself can't change? You know, I'm sure that there's many people out there that will agree that we all have to improve in some way. But if I'm willing to fight for a movement or for a right or for someone else, but I can't make the changes in my own life, then what's really the point?
But you know what I was thinking? It may be because that youth probably didn't have a good example at home. They first grew up with their parents or their siblings or a guardian at home.
Also like a stereotype, you know, are you just a youth? You know, what do you have to give? You know, how can you change? You know, you're only small. Like there's that stereotype that they don't actually have much control or they have no input in society until they're an adult. So they also have to struggle with that as well, with adults looking down at them. You know, it's not easy to be a youth these days. So you can kind of see where they would struggle in that.
Many youths, they did have good parents, they had good mentors at home, at school as well, and they were able to receive the support that they need. Some other youths who could be keyboard warriors on social media or spend all of their time on social media, pinpointing like certain things in people's lives. They're very good at pointing out people's mistakes.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh no, that person did this, and they create their own kind of idea, like, oh, you know what I mean? Their own opinion about a certain person, but there's no actual facts.
Like they're so fixated on how you're doing things, but then they don't want to admit what they're doing.
Exactly.
Or how they can change. You know, their attention is on others and not on themselves, which, you know, that it discredits what they're fighting for, because, you know, you also have to be an example. And if you're not disciplined in certain areas, you know, how people are going to look at you and think, well, why should I take any notice of you if you can't, like you said earlier, you can't make your bed?
In order for them to help others, they need to fix themselves first, right? So they can actually be the difference for others. First of all, for those who are at home, they're living at home with their parents or with friends as well.
If a youth, or even like put ourselves in that position, if I can't respect my family members, those who I live with, don't have that, you know, awareness of how I impact them, or even integrity, which we don't really see that much these days. You know, how am I going to help others? How am I going to, you know, make that difference in society? Friends don't even know that their close friends in their circle that they're struggling or having, you know, suicidal thoughts. And, you know, we see in news and media, like the shock of when something happens to a close friend, like they don't see it coming. And so, you know, you need to have that awareness.
We see young men and women all over the world aspiring to become a highlight in the world, or at the very least, wanting to change the world. However, we also observe that many of them fail to effect any change, not even within themselves or their homes. A wise man once said, "The soul of the lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich." Laziness isn't limited to neglecting simple tasks like making your bed or procrastinating on business projects. It extends to being complacent with your behavior, character, emotions, and affections. It also encompasses being indifferent to your own mind, which ultimately shapes your life. Where laziness exists, there is indiscipline, disorganization, and a lack of order. This is when individuals become susceptible to addictions, consistently experience failures in life, and even develop mental health issues. Stats show that in 2022, mental health conditions and substance use disorders and injuries contributed the most burden for young people aged 15 to 24. The leading causes of total burden varied between males and females. Suicide and self-inflicted injuries were the leading specific cause of total burden among males, and anxiety disorders were the leading specific cause among females. Some might argue, that's not me, I'm not lazy, I'm determined in succeeding in my life. Typically, these individuals may raise banners online, engage in self-promotion, or become keyboard warriors. But in reality, they accomplish nothing. We are not here to criticize anyone or pass judgment. Instead, our purpose is to raise awareness about the importance of personal change for the better. This self-improvement serves as a stepping stone to affect positive change in the world around you.
Alright, going straight to the point, we got to understand that if we want to change the world around us, it starts with changing what is inside of it. How can I give the best outside if I can't even treat myself the best from within? A lot of young men and young women, they suffer with insecurities, comparing themselves with unrealistic standards online, and they find themselves belittled, lost, impotent. They find themselves weakened. And that's absolute foolishness, because every individual, especially any young man or woman, any individual, is the image of God. They carry an eternal value, which is immeasurable.
Wow.
Yet they find themselves useless, sometimes even rubbish, sometimes even, forgotten. And this is why we want to bring to you, at least in this first program, But if you want to change the world, you've got to change your thoughts inside of you. As the famous proverbial saying is that you are what you eat, you also are what you think. Think of yourself as incapable, weak, useless, fearful, complacent, relaxed, chillaxed. You're not really going to find yourself determined to achieve better. Can you expect anything big or great in your life to happen? I doubt it. But if you put inside of your heart, you put inside of your mind, no, I can and I will, like we said in the beginning, that you can move mountains if you really want. You just got to put your faith in the above, in God. Then you will wake up every single day determined, challenged, finding resistance, passing through difficult days and tribulations and difficulties, but you will have a good attitude towards those challenges. And through your faith, through your determination, through your belief in yourself as well as God, you will find yourself doing well, progressing, succeeding, advancing, being the highlight in your social circle, being different, influencing and not being influenced. And this is the tip of today. This is the message of today. Change yourself from within and you'll be able to change everything outside of you. Be faithful with what you have, even if that's little, because in soon time you'll pass the test, you'll prove yourself to be faithful in the great and in the much. But if you can't even handle the challenges now in your life or the difficulties, how on earth are you going to ever achieve something greater? VYG, Victory Youth Group, is and was brought into existence for this reason, to help young men and women find their path in life, find their purpose, find help. And our Instagram page, our Facebook page has all the mediums and means for you to get in contact with us so that we can help you. And if you are looking for that help, this is what we're here for. So guys, I hope that this was very short and quick, but it was to bless you, to help you. And if you are seeking for help, get in contact with us because we're here to help you. Give us a PM, a personal message on our Instagram or Facebook, or call us directly. As I said, all the means and mediums are there to enter into contact with us. And we are ready to attend to you to make you a better young man and or woman. Check out our Sunday Live every Sunday at 1 p.m. We also have our Real Talk or Raw Talk session, 6 p.m, where we delve deep, better say, into matters that pertain to our youthhood and how we can be educated, aware of what is good for us and what is bad for us. Otherwise, we finish our straight up live streaming for tonight. We'll see you soon in our next session. Bye-bye.